so glad you're here tonight. I've had some new people come to the channel recently. We are just over 350 at the moment. So for any of you newbies, hi. I'm really happy to see you. I love that you're here. And I felt like I should introduce myself because I'm terrible at remembering to say my name in these videos, but I'm Nellie. Hi. Very nice to meet you. And if you're here, then that means you have seen the thumbnail and you know what book we're going to be reviewing tonight. It is Pray by Michael Crichton. This is such a little book. It's just a little book. It's a little book. Just a tiny little book. P-R. I just don't know. P-R-E-Y. Pray. So I got this book. Come here. I got this book in a local charity store for, it says $1.25 on there. It may or may not have been on one of the days where they have half price books, I'm not sure. So I started reading Michael Crichton after, obviously, Jurassic Park, but there's been a few of his books that I read, like The Andromeda Strain. I really do love his kind of sci-fi where it's really rooted in lots of sort of scientific-y sounding things, but he always makes it quite believable. You can tell he does a lot of research. Or did. He has unfortunately passed away, so we've got all the Michael Crichton books that we're likely ever to get. I know that his wife had come across one of his partially finished manuscripts when she was going through his office, and it was for his book called Eruption, and she got James Patterson to like finish writing it on his behalf after he died. So that is probably like the last ever Michael Crichton book that we'll get. But this one is called Pray. Terrifying and irresistibly suspenseful. That's from the New York Times Book Review. And I'll read the back here for you. Detroit Free Press called it a page-turning triumph. This is how to write a thriller. In the Nevada desert, an experiment has gone horribly wrong. An experiment has gone horribly wrong. A cloud of nanoparticles, micro-robots. And if you've seen my book haul, you know, this sounds very familiar, has escaped from the laboratory. This cloud is self-sustaining and self-reproducing. It is intelligent, unlike a lot of humans, and learns from experience. For all practical purposes, it's alive. It has been programmed as a predator. It is evolving swiftly, becoming more deadly with each passing hour. Every attempt to destroy it has failed, and we are the prey. And people called it a goosebump raiser. Time said intricate plotting and flawless pacing hold your attention ruthlessly from start to finish. And New York Times said fascinating, scary, both a high-octane story and a serious warning. And he has been published by HarperCollins, which is another one of the big publishing houses, which is to be expected because Michael Crichton's a household name now. there's the man himself, the man, the myth, the legend, Michael Crichton. It says he was born in Chicago in 1942. His novels include Next, State of Fear, and The Andromeda Strain, as well as Jurassic Park and Timeline. He's also the creator of the television series ER. Oh my god, that's wild. I didn't know that he wrote ER. So smart. Okay. Some of his other books here, I actually have this one called Next. I have a hardback cover of it, a hardback version of it in my bookshelf that I also got from a charity shop that I need to read. So, pray. There's some more about it in the cover here. A tale of technology gone amok, featuring a monster you wouldn't want to reckon with. The technology he writes about is already available. He's just taken it to a level we can all hope will remain fictional. That's by the LA Times. One terrifying situation after another. I kept turning pages feverishly. Crichton genuinely believes there is good reason to be alarmed at the prospect of greedy and unscrupulous people getting their hands on powerful and unpredictable technologies, and he deploys his considerable storytelling talents to make us feel this too. That's from the New York Times Book Review. Crichton at the top of his game, a wild, scary ride. It's from the Detroit Free Press. A terrifying tale combining technological verisimilitude. Who knows if I'm pronouncing that in even the slightest bit correct. Without combining technological verisimilitude with heart-pounding suspense, Michael Crichton is the undisputed master of the techno-thriller. Prey is both an irresistible page-turner and a somber warning of a technological threat that is, unfortunately, all too credible. That's from Portland Sunday Oregonian. And that's one of the things that I love, like Jurassic Park. We were already cloning things, like we cloned Dolly the sheep, and then we've got Jurassic Park, and it's like, oh my gosh, is someone going to actually bring back dinosaurs? Like, could this really happen? And it gets you kind of on the edge of your seat, 'cause it's not just fairy tales. Like, there's that little bit in the back of your mind that's like, this could actually happen in my lifetime. This is kind of scary. So god-awful scary and relentless, it'll knock your head clear of whatever ails you. That's from Cleveland Plain Dealer. And then finally, highly unusual and very refreshing with big thrills, readers will devour Prey, and that's from Austin American Statesman. Oh gosh, okay, there's like more and more pages of it. And he has written a lot. Prey. So he does have like an introduction that kind of goes on a little bit about technology, and it really does kind of set the scene nicely in the lead up to the book. And he is not messing about. Like, there are references. This one, I think there was one from NASA somewhere. Like, he is not playing. He has done his research. There's pages of it here, but not like too much just enough to stay interesting, with lots of references all about like nanotechnology, the evolutionary change, like all sorts of things that are important for the book. So he kind of educates you a little bit first and then goes into the story, which I love. I really like the way Michael Crichton writes. So yeah, I really like the way Michael Crichton writes. So I would feel for it. In the book, we follow, I think his name's Jack. Jack. And Jack is a computer programmer. He specifically programs things that kind of like work in packs or swarms, or, you know, in some sort of sequence with each other. But he's lost his job. And our Jack is a stay-at-home dad for the moment. He has been for a few months. Sorry if you can hear my dog in the background. His wife is still working, and she is involved in this nanotechnology business, and there's something kind of weird going on with his wife. He thinks maybe she's having an affair. She's kind of snappy, she's kind of mean. There's just some weirdness. She's staying at work really late. She is having a shower as soon as she gets home. There's lots of weirdness going on. And he gets an opportunity to go and do some work where she is working. So he takes it because he's been out of a job for a while. And all sorts of carnage breaks loose. With these nanoparticles, and he kind of ends up getting right smack bang in the middle of it. And I don't want to say too much and spoil the fun, but with the story, it's very fast paced. Like, he's just thrown from pillar to post. There's constantly some sort of new complication that he's having to deal with, and it makes for a really fast-paced, good thriller. The only thing that I wish we got more of from Michael Crichton books is like a little bit of a deeper character. So like when you read like a Charlotte McConaughey or something, you kind of feel like you get to know the character a bit more. Like there's like more of a connection there. Whereas with Michael Crichton's ones, it's very surface level with the characters, and it's all about story. I wish there was like a little bit more balance between story, like the main plot, and like the character development. But I think it's just this kind of genre tends to lean more towards plot than it does character. It's still a very enjoyable book. Not the nanoparticles. If you have been on this channel for a while, then you know what that is referring to. But yeah, for like a buck or whatever, this is an amazing book. I think my buttons keep rattling off of the mic stand. I'm sorry if that's annoying. Yeah, so the book's like, it's about 500 pages, but it's quite small. It's quite a decent sized font, so it felt really short. Maybe that's just because it was so fast paced, I don't know. But a decent book, definitely worth the reading. I'm really sorry if my dog crying is picking up on the mic. She's not even in the room. So I'm in my office, and I have sound, like acoustic panels on this side, this wall, between mine and my husband's office, because he is so loud when we're working during the day. Like, he does not have an indoor voice. So I put acoustic panels up there to try and block him out a little bit. And then over the doorway, there's like a big thick sound deadening blanket across the doorway. It's like on a curtain rod. As I trash everything here. So that's to try and stop noise from the hall, because I'm constantly having to like stop my videos whenever my dogs walk by, because they're toes on the vinyl up and down the hallway, just is so loud. But even with the sound deadening blanket, like, it does nothing to stop the noise. And so there's some sound deadening that way, there's some sound deadening that way, and then that way, I'm getting so confused. That way, there's not any sound deadening at all, and that is where my dog is. In that direction, so there's no sound deadening. She's in the main room, and she's just like, she's being fed. She's been walked today over a mile. And we've just, before I started filming, we went outside. She potted. She is literally just lying there, gurning for no reason. There is nothing wrong with that creature. She is just mad at life. She's old. She's on painkillers. Like, she should be high as a kite and just like happy and vibing, but she's still complaining.